You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 251 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
You get a yellow card for not showing up yesterday, Danny. Big time sellout for Tommy one time.
I literally watched the entire show while feeding my daughter. I sent you guys a picture. I literally sent you guys a picture.
Yes,
So, I'm going to try as best I can to consistently be on here, but I can't make any promises because things are a little hectic in the Granada household right now with the newborn and all that other stuff. But all good. I am here tonight because we had some big news. We didn't think we were going to record tonight, but all of a sudden we hear Messi and Suarez are getting on the plane, and they don't get on a plane unless they're going to play. Because when they didn't play in Orlando, they didn't make the trip. They didn't play in Vancouver, they didn't make the trip. If they're not playing, they're not flying. So they're gonna play tomorrow. And shout out to Justin Blair. Good evening, sir. What did you think when you heard, hey, the boys are on the plane?
The first thing I said was there's something happening in the background in terms of like Atlanta wanting to fill the stadium.
You think?
Right? I think so.
That thought didn't cross my mind at all.
That's what I thought. And look, Atlanta, I think they owe Atlanta in terms of, they don't owe anybody anything, really.
Arthur Blank has plenty of money. They don't owe nobody nothing.
Yeah. But, look, Atlanta and Chicago, to me, are like the two teams that are just getting done up. Like,
what are you talking about? Nobody's had it worse than Orlando.
Well, Orlando. Yeah, that's another one. But I think I think there's a little bit of prodding that's happening there. Might Possibly. Be saying Tata out, Mas drink out, new baby in. You're right about that Mas drink out.
I don't know, man. You guys got to try it. It's pretty good. I told you we should. I told you we needed to make a new video so you could retaste it because I'm telling you, it tastes good. I regret that first video we made. If you go back and watch the first reaction video, I was way too hasty with my judgment because, man. I kept drinking it, and I was like, "This is pretty good," and I drink it all the time now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead and do another one because you're obviously getting sponsored by them. And yeah, tell me one time in the comments saying, "Oh, now Danny returns." I gave him a yellow card, by the way, Tommy. In the beginning of the show, I gave him a yellow card for not showing up. There you go.
Well, all right. So here's my thing. When I heard that Messi and Suarez were on the plane, I immediately think one, they're going to play, obviously.
Yeah.
Two, I think that they want the supporter shield more than I realized. That's another thought that crossed my head. Because why else would Messi missed 2 months. Why would you have him play in a short turnaround after missing two months? And he actually got interviewed post-game. He never gets interviewed post-game. And one of the things he said is like, I'm tired. The humidity killed me. Like, he was tired. Oof. And so he comes out and says, I played 90 minutes after missing 2 months. I am telling you, literally, I'm tired, but I'm going to go suit up and play in 3-4 days on turf. And I understand that he plays on turf. The only reason I keep bringing up the turf is if you're going to play 3 games in 7 days, you figure, well, if you're going to take one of those off, take off the one with turf. Now, do you think he's going to play NYCFC also? My understanding is that Tata said that he's going to travel to New York also. Oof. So to me, that means he's going to play that game also.
So it's all in, basically. At this point, there's no flying anywhere. They're going to be going out there to every game then. Every game is open. It's open. And the other thing is, do you think maybe they want Luis Suarez to win the Golden Boot as well? If we're going to go all in on everything.
No. I think that there's a chance that Messi wins it if he's playing all these games. Nobody is scoring. Even Luis Suarez isn't scoring as high of a clip as Messi is.
On average per game.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous what Messi does when he's out there. And everybody keeps saying that I'm scared of Tommy. I just sent Tommy an invite. If you want to jump on, feel free. Feel free, Tommy. You could jump on and just keep the Seth Rollins mask away.
Well, Tommy one time is saying maybe Messi is doing a book tour. And Mr. Krabs, I've had tattoos for a while now. And you're very observant.
My wife did one of those.
Yes, she did. She did this one.
Yep.
And another one, which I can't show on camera.
Yes. All right. So that's what
shout out to Not a Phase Productions. Thanks for joining live for the first time.
Oh, shout out.
Much appreciated.
I love when people let us know that they're watching for the first time. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
And real quick, before I forget, and we're going to keep talking about the Messi Suarez thing, I promise, but I did want to bring up two things. First, Tony Axe, shout out to you. Doesn't mean they'll start. I'm willing to bet Suarez for sure starts on the bench. Good point. And we're going to get to that. But the reason I wanted to call out or point out or shout out Tony Axe, on the comment section of the YouTube, he left a comment. I didn't take a screenshot, but I want to give him credit. He is right. One of the comments, we read all the YouTube comments. The comment that he wrote was, we were off. We said that Inter Miami needs 10 points, which is 3 wins and a draw.
Yeah.
He pointed out that no draws are necessary. You literally just need 3 wins.
Yeah.
Because if you get 3 wins, you get 71 points. The most points another team can get is Columbus with 71 also. And we have the tiebreaker. Because if we were to win those 3 games, we would be at 22 wins. The most wins they can get is 21. And wins is the tiebreaker. So if you win 3 more games into Miami, you automatically win the Supporter Shield. So the magic number is now 3. You need 71 points. You need 3 wins. 3 wins, and you are Supporter Shield champions. So what that means is if we win against Atlanta and we beat NYCFC, they might win. And I haven't noticed because I've never paid attention to the Supporter Shield because I care so little about it. Maybe Justin Blair that loves it is still and watching, and he can let me know. There's a chance that we clinch Supporter Shield hosting Charlotte on September 28th. And I don't know, like, as soon as you clinch it, does, like, Don Garber come down off of a jet and, like, hand you the plate? Like, how does that work? Do you get it presented to you on the field right after you clinch? Or is that something that we have to wait to the end of the year anyway to get? Because I think that would be really cool if you're at the stadium, you clinch it, because all you need is 3 wins. Doesn't matter what happens with any other team. You win 3 games, Inter Miami wins 3 games, and we are Supporter Shield champions.
Well, you said that we need 3 wins.
That's
assuming that we beat Atlanta, we beat New York. We beat New York, and then next Saturday we play at home against Charlotte. That would be 9 wins.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
3 wins.
Yeah, that would be the 3 wins, but that would be after the fact. I don't think that they're gonna present the croqueta plate at the end of the Charlotte game.
Why not?
I don't think that would be that. They got to make a big special out of it, right? You think people are going to watch around 9:30, 10?
If we win tomorrow against Atlanta and we win on Saturday against NYCFC,
yeah,
I promise you, every Inter Miami Twitter account, everybody's like, hey, we win next week, we're Supporter Shield champions. We win next week, Supporter Shield champions. Like, it's going to be out there. Everybody's going to know. By the time that NYCFC game is over, if we win both these games, everybody will be talking about the fact that the next win clinches the Supporter Shield. So if everybody knows it, why wouldn't they show up with the trophy just in case to present it if they were to win that game?
And I mean, I don't know, since we're still on the subject, because Miem is asking, if you win the Supporter Shield, do they give you extra money for the team? I'm not sure the answer of that question is, but
I don't think so.
I don't think that you get any extra funds. But I like the idea by Florida Man, parachute the Supporter Shield in. I mean, it could be parachuted from one of the planes that are right next to the stadium, which Danny doesn't think fly during the games, which they absolutely
do. I never said that. They do. They do. All right. So I just wanted to give Tony X a shout out. And he just said that if any of the teams lose from here to Saturday, that we also clinch. I haven't double checked that. So Tony X is saying
clinch before New York then.
I can't confirm
before the game.
I can't confirm anything. I'll look into it. I'm not doubting you, Tony, because you were right on the other one, but that's what he's saying. I haven't confirmed that. But 100% we can clinch if we win the next 3 games, which I think would be awesome. All right.
Well, I mean, let's do the math. If Cincinnati has 52 points and they win the remaining, they have 6 games. That's 18. That's 62. That's 70.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I already did. But what math are you trying to do?
Well, I mean, to figure out like what would we need in order to clinch? I mean, the closest is LA Galaxy.
We need 3 wins.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying if there's somebody that we're waiting for in case they decide to ball out and we lose out.
Oh, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
If we lose out, I don't know. But it looks like and look who showed up in the backstage. I don't know why everybody started saying that I'm scared of Mr. Moose. I'm not. So to prove that I'm not, I sent Mr. Moose an invite. So here he is. What's going on, Tommy?
Hey, friends. How are you?
Good. 2 nights in a row.
This feels nice.
You're an honorary battered heron.
I'm honored. I am.
You got the hat. Solana doesn't have a hat.
Yeah,
Solana didn't have a hat on yesterday, and it was weird.
I heard.
It was real weird.
Yeah,
I thought it was even weirder that in the commentary, that in the chat, that they were complimenting so much.
Did you like the intro I did?
Very, very well done. Very well done.
How are you doing, sir? I practiced that in the mirror. I practiced it, and my wife comes like upstairs, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm being Danny. I'm being Danny."
Channeling the inner Danny.
Yeah. All right, so Tommy, what are you thinking now that you know that Messi and Suarez finally boarded the plane, and you are finally gonna get your dose of Messi? Well, you're not gonna be there, but your dose of Messi in Atlanta. How you feeling?
We should
have
bought
the
tickets.
ticket prices. Yeah,
we should have bought tickets. I'll look it up.
All right, you look it up.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you heard my prediction, but I said that Atlanta was going to win this game because you guys were bringing your C+ team, right? C+, B-, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Atlanta just came off the worst game of the season. They've had like 3 worst games of the season, but this one was like the one against
the worst.
An MLS team. There were a couple against USL teams that were the absolutely worst ones. So now you're here, and the guys are coming. Now, I don't know if they end up starting. I shouldn't say guys are coming. I don't know if this is a PG show, so we won't talk about that anymore. I'm interested to see what happens, right? You're lacking a lot of defenders, correct?
Yes. We are still lacking on the whole defensive side.
Essentially the whole defense.
Yes. Martinez abductor. Noah Allen is out with concussion. Chris?
I just looking at the tickets, there's people here chiming in with $40 Circus Fund saying $40 tickets. I am on StubHub right now, guys. And I mean, these are far ass sections. Section 345, section 323.
Remember that's an NFL
these are
stadium.
Nosebleeds.
Those
they
are
opening up.
Nosebleeds.
They are opening up everything. $24 is the cheapest seat you can get.
Wow.
And then StubHub has these little fire emojis on some of the sections. And so I decided, let me click on some of these fire emojis. Section 122, which is lower bowl, is selling for $63 each in section 122, row 46. It's actually decent vantage point. Not bad. Tickets are priced pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of reasons. So one, even in their playoff game last year against Columbus, they didn't even open up the top section for it. It was just the bottom area. This is probably the first Wednesday game that I could ever remember that they've got the top open. And when the first time Messi was coming to town, that originally that top section wasn't open, and then they opened it, and I think the tickets were $125 each for the 300s.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, so that was ridiculous. Like people were upset with the front office because they open it up, but they're just killing you, right? You're paying the Messi tax, and I've been up in those. The nosebleeds. They're not bad seats. I mean, the stadium, there really isn't a terrible seat there.
Yeah, but that's a huge stadium.
It is.
It is
for sure. I mean, I sat probably 15 rows from the top for MLS Cup.
From the rector.
Yeah.
I want to mention.
Smell it.
Oh my goodness! I want to mention something here, but there's 3 sections for the supporters, and there's even tickets being sold in that area.
The team sucks, guys.
$51.
They're bad. Like, it was sold out for the Nashville game. It never looked sold out. And it was sold out with the top section not open. So it was just, the 2 main areas. And they said it was sold out. But, like, you go and you go back and watch it, the crowd was never there. I mean, they just go by tickets sold.
Right. I was watching you. And if you guys haven't already, check out Scarves and Spikes. I was watching you guys yesterday. and you guys were debating whether you want to make the playoffs. And do you guys want to make the playoffs?
I think it's who you talk to. I mean, I think a one game go home thing is fun. It's just something extra at the end of the year.
Right.
I think my reason for saying no, if I was going to say no, is get this season over with and start making your decisions, because you don't have a GM. I mean, or a full-time GM. Garth Lagerwey took over that. You don't have a manager. You've got 2 DPs. You've got a ton of roster spaces opening up in this offseason. Like, let's just get this started, right? What Chris and I talked about yesterday was, what about Henderson? Is he going to be able to? When can Atlanta possibly talk to him if that's someone that they're actually looking at?
I don't think he's going anywhere.
But, like, I guess even if it is, I think they have the conversation. So when can they have that conversation? Because obviously Atlanta stole Gonzalo Pineda from Seattle mid-season. So when can you have? And it probably is just as simple as calling them up and saying, "Can I have a conversation with Chris?"
And you're going to call them up, and this is what they're going to tell you. Yeah, like this.
Yeah, they're going to say F off or go. But, like, you put Henderson in the basement. You took his stapler. I mean, you don't give him access to all the areas anymore, right? Like, that's what it sounds like when I hear these Chris Henderson stories.
Look, I don't know the details of the whole office business. I don't know if Chris has any more knowledge than I do. I don't know the details of that. I don't know if he wanted another office. I don't know if it was he had already moved out of it and the other guy just moved into his old. I don't know the details. What I do know is that Henderson is the numbers guy. And I always forget the new guy's name that came from Barcelona.
Raul Sanllehi.
The reason they brought him in is because he was the guy that got Neymar from Santos to Barcelona. He spent a year in Brazil, literally basically living with Neymar before he went to Barcelona. And I believe wholeheartedly that is the biggest reason that he's here right now, is because he's going to be the guy that gets Neymar over here in 2026. But Chris Henderson is still the main guy with the numbers. He doesn't do the recruiting, obviously, right? Because Tata and who knows who else in South America is doing all that stuff. But he's the numbers guy. He's the one that figures out how to make everything work. And I don't think that Inter Miami wants to lose that.
I mean, but the issue here is that Raul Sanllehi got hired as the appointed president of football operations. So the fact that Chris Henderson lost his office, I mean, I don't know the details behind it, if he's sharing closets with somebody, but if he's lost an office and this guy came out of the blue, Raul Sanllehi, I'm pretty sure Chris Henderson wouldn't mind getting a fair scratch with a new opportunity and a team that's willing to throw out cash, and then on top of that, treat him like royalty.
I have a question for you, Chris, and Tommy also. If Inter Miami goes ahead and they win the next 2 MLS Cups this year and next year, do you look at Chris Henderson and give him credit for that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Why on earth would he leave this situation right now to go to Atlanta for rebuild? Now, I get there's ego involved there, but why wouldn't you wait until after this is all over? Wait until after the Neymar experiment is over.
Well, you have to think that
Messi experiment.
You'd have to think that he'd be able to get more money, way more money elsewhere because of how high his stock value is at this moment. No, I mean, I don't know what his figures are, what his salary is. I guess I'll toss it over to you, Tommy. Same question that Danny just had, right? Like, if why would he not wait the 2 years?
You're going to get credit no matter what, right? Yeah. But again, it really depends on how bad that situation is. What's the conversation about how you're getting him out of the office? What are you talking about? Like maybe about a demotion, if it is a demotion or whatever conversation. Yeah. He just might feel a certain way. But if they end up winning MLS Cup at some point, they're going to give the guy a ring, right? He helped form this team. So yes. he's going to get the accolades, right? He's going to get all, everything that comes with it. But how does he feel about this team right now? Because Garth Lagerwey, I mean, he helped form that team, that ends up, winning a ton of stuff there, and he still got credit when he left.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know what you're there.
I can't find. Yeah, no, I can't find the numbers behind Chris Henderson. I don't know how much he's getting paid, but yeah, look, Arthur Blank
and Atlanta can pay him, obviously.
Yeah. Atlanta has a lot of money. So look, when I talk about, everybody talks about what are the biggest clubs in MLS. The two LA teams, Miami and Atlanta, to me, and maybe NYCFC. To me, those are the big five. Just marketing wise, right? You still have Seattle, which has been very successful and whatnot. But marketing wise, I think those are the big five. Those are the five that can pay you the most money. And so Chris Henderson doesn't have, if he's leaving Miami, Atlanta would be a good option because it's another big club. So I could see that happening, but I just can't imagine that Miami's going to let him walk. Could you imagine this guy just got here from Barcelona with all the crap that they have going on financially, trying to run the MLS rules? Get out of here. We go bankrupt.
We're going to go into sanctions.
It would be a mess. He couldn't do it in Barcelona where they have infinite money and they bend the rules for Barcelona and Real Madrid left and right. And he's going to come over here and work under the MLS rules? Absolutely not. I think Chris Henderson is a necessity. So I don't think he's going anywhere.
Either way he wins, he's probably, if he stays, he probably gets a pay increase, right?
Yep.
I mean, if Atlanta starts knocking on the door and he goes interviews, and like you said, you need someone that understands MLS rules, and that's what Garth Lagerwey has said he wants. He wants a manager that understands that, that there's restrictions here, right? That you can't just go get the best players out there. But ultimately, the general manager that Garth is a good, he's got to be buddies with, and they got to be in sync, right? He was a former general manager of the year, I think twice. So obviously he wants someone real smart and understands this. Chris does. So either way, if they offer him a huge deal, he could just go back to Miami and say, pay me or give me my stapler back, maybe my corner office, and let's see what happens.
Real quick, there's almost 100 people in here. Do us a favor, like Chris says, use the thumb, hit that like button. You don't understand how much that helps us. Now back to the whole Messi Suarez thing. I told you, when I heard that they were on the plan that they were going to play, I didn't realize how bad they wanted the Supporter Shield. To me, that says that they really want to win the Supporter Shield. If you're going all in on a Wednesday after coming back after 2 months off, they're going to throw Messi out there on turf. They want to win. That's one. Two, I think that Messi is 100% healthy. Because no way that you throw him out there 4 days later after he literally said after the last game that he's tired. He was tired after the last game. That 4 days later, they're going to put him out there on a Wednesday to play. Who knows how long he's going to play if he's not 100% healthy. So that has to be good news also.
You could just be bringing him along for the ride, right? I
mean,
obviously you're leaving because they're going to New York, right? You're going to Yankee Stadium, correct?
Yep.
Right. Yes. So, you bring him on. A couple games ago, right before one of the breaks, Darlington Nagbe still came to Atlanta for Columbus, right. And he just stayed on the bench and stayed there. And obviously game state would be something that's going to be what's important, right? Like if you're down, just say Atlanta's winning 1-0. Guys ready? Want to go show them 5 minutes? 5 minutes. That's all you guys need to take the lead here. Score 2 goals in 5 minutes. Yeah, come on in. Like I think that's what they do. I think you trust for this game. No. I think Miami's going to trust a lot of their young guys. See what happens. If it is a blowout, which I doubt for either direction, it's going to be a blowout. But if it's close and you want that extra point or it's tied, say it's 1-1 and it's in the 80th minute, screw it. Bring your guys on. Try to get a win.
Well, and Danny Stancy is mentioning here, Messi doesn't go for rides. If he travels, he'll play even if it's just for a bit.
That's what I was going to say. He's never traveled.
20, 30 minutes.
He's never traveled and not played.
Well, and I wanted to go back to what you asked earlier about him possibly getting the Golden Boot. He has
ridiculous. Ridiculous.
He has 14 goals right now, Danny. He's 5 behind Benteke. You think that he's going to catch Benteke at 5 and then surpass him? Literally, DC United does everything in their power to do 45 crosses a minute to Benteke.
How many games has Benteke taken to score those 18 goals?
It's been a lot, but they literally, he is the focal point.
Okay, that's fine. But it's been like 26, 27 games, right?
Yes.
So he goes a game or two without scoring.
And Messi played like
13 games and has 14 goals. You're going to tell me that there's not a chance? I'm not saying it's going to happen. Are you going to tell me there's not a chance?
It's a stretch. It's a stretch.
Yes. And he's not going to play every game. He's not going to play every game for the rest of the year.
Well, look, if he plays on Wednesday, I don't doubt that he will play every game because this is the game that I thought he would miss. If he plays on Wednesday, I think he might play the 6 games. Now, let's say he plays 6 games. At the rate that he's going, that puts him at 19 goals. I wouldn't put it past him that in 6 games he gets to 20 goals. If he gets to 20 goals, you don't think that there's a chance that Benteke only scores 2 goals from here until what? They have like 5 or 6 games left also?
I mean, Marasovic says in 2 or 3 games, no problem.
I think he could get to 20 goals. I honestly do think he could get to 20 goals. I think that Luis Suarez is going to be his biggest challenge.
Do you guys not care about playoffs? I'm just curious. Like,
I mean,
I understand what it is, but like, obviously, the playoff run, and it's weird because I think it's exactly how it was last year, where it's the best of 3, and then you get another break, and then they come back for the
because of the international break in November or something.
I hate that so much. Mm-hmm. You still got to give these guys some rest to be ready because you pretty much have got supporter shield. You guys just said this a week ago or 2 weeks ago watching.
But why is he playing tomorrow then?
I think he still needs to get in sync. I don't think he's playing tomorrow. I really don't think that he's going to play tomorrow. And if it is, he's not starting. There's no way he starts. I don't see it.
There's no way he travels and doesn't see the pitch.
I agree.
Are they going home though? Are they going to Atlanta and then they're coming back to Miami on Thursday, or they're going straight to New York? Right. It's a team building thing. Messi's been gone for a while. He's going to bring some cards, bring some beer.
They don't care about
They're going to have a conversation.
Messi bring Uno cards on the plane.
Messi isn't doing no team building. Get out of here.
He's going to play craps in the fucking plane. What?
You think he's trying to communicate with Kristoff? He's not trying to communicate with Kristoff. Get out of here. He's like, no.
But all the guys, like, you bring them to bring them, right?
No, I don't think so. I wish I just discussed me that.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to disagree with you on that. Like, I think, at least with any team, what they say in any sport, the road trips are what brings these guys together. If they're stopping for a quick trip to Atlanta and then going straight to New York, you're telling me that he's too good to get on a plane and hang out with the team, even if it's just on the bench?
Yes.
Get out of here. If he's that much of a diva that he's just going to stay home, watch it on Apple TV, if he got a free subscription, we're not sure if he did or not, and then get on a separate plane by himself and then go, I'll meet you guys there. No, you know what? That's a diva.
We let him.
That's a diva. No, that's a diva.
Maybe he wants to go watch his son play soccer. He wants to take his kids to school. The reason he signed in the MLS and with Inter Miami is because we said, hey, my guy, you go ahead. You're going to live a really nice life here. It's not going to be like in Argentina where you can't move without a crowd of people. Here, you can take your kids to school. You can go watch them play soccer. And that's literally what we're letting him do. The other day, what was it? Was it a home game or a road game, Chris, where he didn't go? And everybody's like, oh, it's because it was his son's birthday. Or was it training? Oh, his son had a soccer game.
Yeah, he had like a soccer game.
All right, cool, Messi, go do what you got to do. We don't care. As long as you are fit when it's time to play, we don't care what you do. We don't care if you like Kristoff. We don't care if you talk to him. Don't look at him. We don't care. Just do what you got to do on the pitch.
I'm just imagining him there playing like Uno with Kristoff and Sutherland. And
who do you think he can't communicate with on the team? Kristoff.
What is this? Kristoff, Sutherland.
Everybody else. Sutherland is probably
the backup goalie. What's his name? The guy that we got in the draft. Jeez, I forgot what his name was.
Cole Jensen.
Cole Jensen. Imagine him playing Uno with Cole Jensen. I mean, I'm literally just naming every white guy.
Look, I don't think Messi's a diva. I've heard that he's a really nice guy. That's what the players all say, at least. He's a really nice guy. I don't think he's a diva. But I don't think he travels unless he plays. I think
he's away from the team. He's going to have to travel anyways to New York. So why don't you one day early, hop on a plane with your buddies?
He wouldn't leave until Friday in that case, or Thursday.
Right, but I asked you, are they going straight from Atlanta to New York?
I have no idea.
I asked you, you said yes.
I didn't say yes.
Yeah. They're going to be flying from Atlanta to New York.
You heard this?
Well, are you somebody that
He ran in a bathroom wall, dude.
Somebody. I probably read it off a bathroom wall in Burger King.
But
it was on Discord.
It's a 2-hour. It's a 2-hour flight. I wouldn't doubt that they'd fly back Wednesday night and then fly to New York on Friday.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, if they are flying straight there and he just doesn't come along for the ride and be with the team, it's just a shitty thing, I think. We'd be saying about this about any other player out there in any other sport. Like that happens.
He does go to all the games when he's injured. We were talking about the fact that we didn't make a big deal about him not showing up to one of them because it was his kid's soccer game. We don't care. He can do whatever he wants. Messi, he's done enough in his career where, go ahead, you do what you need to do, and we won't judge you. So that's all we're saying.
It's a
rumor.
And
all I'm saying is he just came back. Yeah. I'm sorry, but like he just.
That's why he shouldn't be playing tomorrow.
I don't disagree with you. Okay, I don't want him to play, guys. Okay, I don't want him to play. I don't want it to happen. But also a little part of me does, because as soon as he touches that turf, once he passes that line, I'm going to send you a text and say, he doesn't fear turf anymore. No, I'm proud of this guy.
Turf.
Again, you've been away from the team, and you've probably been around, but you've been resting and obviously in therapy and all that. And I'm sure he's probably going to the training ground and all that. But I'm still saying, a road trip with the bros.
Messi's not that bro guy.
I mean, look, Skrilla's saying they're not flying back to Miami. The NYC game is at 2. Yeah, you don't know if he's a bro. What if he bros it up?
Nah, he bros it up with his Barca boys. Like every picture you've seen of him out has been with Luis Suarez, Busquets, and Jordi Alba. Nobody else.
So you don't think he bros it? All right, chat. Does he bro it up? Yes or no?
Nobody else.
You don't think him and Gressel hang out on occasion?
No. No, I mean, I'm sure that they get along in the locker room stuff, but I haven't heard, at least I haven't seen, right? Because they posted pictures of Messi out and about, and the only people I've seen him with is with his Barcelona friends. I haven't seen pictures of him with anybody else. So
that sounds like a great guy.
And I'm not saying that it's not because he's not a good teammate. I don't think he's just not that bro guy. Like if he wins the championship, I think he might go home and chill.
Look, Mr. Krabs saying he bros it up. John Paul saying no, he didn't. And hidden name, I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to do a poll on Twitter.
Everybody Does he bro it up? I don't think he bros it up. No, I don't think so. I think he goes home and chills. That's you know what? That's my favorite thing about Messi. My favorite. No, he did not bro it up with
he did bro it up with Joseph Martinez. Yes, he did. No, yes, he did. They were like love birds. They were like I literally made a video for that.
Nobody hung out with. That's what I like about Messi. I like Messi that he's humble and he's really low key. Like he doesn't go out and party and stuff. Like he's just about his family. And I think that's my favorite part of him, because when I have a little kid and I want him to look up to somebody, I want him to look up to somebody like Messi. I don't want him to look up to somebody like Ronaldo that's smacking his wife's ass in the middle of a boat while he knows he's getting photographed. Like, no, I like Messi. Messi's very subtle. And when he takes pictures with other people and other females, he makes sure he keeps his hands in front of himself. Like Messi is that role model that everybody should look up to. Random. I don't know how I got off on this tangent, but I'm just letting you know.
Well, I mean, I think your kid. I think I would just say Uncle Chris is the perfect example here of how you want people to grow up.
Why you got to do that, Danny? You can't say that.
I wouldn't let you drive my kids anywhere, Chris.
Oh my gosh, dude! Come on, man.
It's like the worst driver in the world. You are the stereotypical Miami driver.
I have good principles, Danny.
All right. So if let's say hypothetically, let's say he starts. Hypothetically. No, I didn't say he doesn't. I said that Ronaldo did it when he knew he was getting filmed. He knew there was people taking pictures. Ronaldo is just a different. I don't want my kids looking up to Ronaldo. I want them looking up to Messi. That's all I was saying.
What about Chris?
No, absolutely not.
Sorry, you've known me for 30 plus years, Danny. Don't do that to me.
I have some teenagers, Chris, if you want to be a role model to him.
I mean, Danny hates me.
Absolutely.
He hates everything.
Hypothetically.
He hates the Open Cup, everything.
The Open Cup is trash. Come on, you know that.
Oh, you're trash. Keep going.
Hypothetically, if Messi starts, how does this starting lineup look?
Okay.
Is that what it looks like?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like you put Taylor on the right, Messi on the left, Suarez up top, Redondo and Gressel in the middle, Bright playing CDM, Alba, Kristoff, Sailor, and Weigant with Calendar playing.
I edited yours. I still think Frey starts over Sailor, but yeah, this is more or less what I think it would look like.
All right, so instead it's Kristoff and Frey instead of Sailor. I mean, I could see this. I mean, I don't like the Gressel in the midfield. I'm not a fan of that. I am not a fan of that. He is a ghost in the midfield like this.
Who? Gressel?
Yeah.
Okay, because who else are you going to put out there?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Kremaki, give him some time.
I think Kremaki is going to come in as a sub.
Yeah, but like Gressel, dude, like he is literally unfortunately, and I'm not saying this because of his talent or the way that he plays, but when you put him there on that spot, it's just not a great look.
I know, but that's where he was last game. So I expect him to be there this game also. It's not because I like him. I like him more at right wing, but if Messi's starting, I'm sorry, that's where it's going to stay. So I think Gressel is going to be in the midfield with Brian Redondo if Messi and Suarez were to start, which we a lot of us assume that it's going to be maybe coming off the bench. But if he starts, this is what I think it'll look like. Does anybody know in the chat if Gomez made the trip? Because the way Gomez left the game holding his hamstring, I don't know if he's injured. I haven't heard anything. If he's healthy, he might take that Taylor spot. But I think more or less this is what we're looking at. And I do think Frey starts. I hope I'm not wrong on that one because I do think that Frey's going to start.
I mean, Thomas is saying Messi and Suarez not starting. I don't know, man. I mean, I can see them coming off the bench.
So do I. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, Walter's asking no Diego. Yeah, I mean, we just mentioned it. Does anybody know if he's traveling?
Yeah. I haven't heard. As soon as I saw him walk off the pitch holding his hamstring, I just assumed that they would keep him out for precautionary reasons. But I haven't heard absolutely anything about him or his injury. So if he's healthy, hopefully everything is good on him. Yeah,
the latest Baptist report propaganda was on Martinez only, according to Gamercast, which is true.
Yeah, well, Martinez is out with a doctor. He's going to be out for a couple weeks. And then Noah Allen with the concussion. But I haven't heard anything about Gomez.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he plays, but I mean, if not, honestly, I think it's the best to like keep him shelved until Charlotte. Let him have some time to be able to get that hamstring back in line.
I believe Rojas is still injured.
Yes.
So, all right. So I don't know if you guys want to redo the predictions now that we know Messi and Suarez might touch the pitch, even if it was just for the 5 minutes that Tommy indicated earlier. I know Solana predicted a 1-1 draw. I predicted a 2-2 draw. Now that I know Messi and Suarez might touch the pitch, I say we win 3-0. I'm even going to take a goal away from you guys.
You don't even have any defense.
We have freaking blocks back there.
I mean, we don't have offense either, so I mean, I guess that kind of just evens out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Kristoff is literally a statue.
I'm going to go 3-0.
I'm gonna add on to mine, so I'm gonna make it 4-1. Okay. I had it at 3-1. I'm still gonna say that
you had it 3-1, even if Messi wasn't playing?
Yeah, because I thought that Campana would get a brace minimum.
Ooh, okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and put it up to 4-1. I still think we're gonna take on a goal.
And before you give me yours, Tommy, real quick, I had a question for you, Chris.
Yeah.
Did you think that there was a chance that Campana would break the record tomorrow against Atlanta just so that Messi could break it on Saturday and Campana could hold that record for a solid 3 days?
I actually kind of was hoping for that because I feel like Campana needs a little bit of oomph in his game, and that would be nice. That would be a nice touch.
For him to at some point have the record, even if it's only 3 days.
Even if it's only 3 minutes.
What's the record?
29 goals. That's the most goals in our team history is 29 goals, and right now Campana and Higuain are both tied at 29
I'll go ahead
games.
And upload the picture.
And Messi is at 27, is it? He's at 27, and he did it in like 19 games. And Campana did it in like 90. So there you go.
There's the picture right there. Lionel Messi was 27, Campana and Higuain tied at 29.
Mm-hmm. So Messi could break that by the time Saturday comes around. So Campana needs to score tomorrow as soon as he gets on the pitch.
if he gets on the pitch.
And JP just asked if we're doing call-ins. We're not going to do call-ins today. We'll do call-ins tomorrow for the post game, but now we're not going to do call-ins today. There's a reason why. Call-ins usually take a little while, and we have the Battered MLS Fans show coming on in 20 minutes. I just put the link in the chat. So go ahead if you haven't already. Subscribe. At 10 o'clock, we'll be going on. Tommy Scarves and Spike's brethren, Tyler, will be joining us on tonight's episode of MLS Battered MLS Fans. And we have somebody from the Galaxy, from the Colorado Rapids, and NYCFC also joining on tonight's panel. So if at 10 o'clock you have nothing to do, go ahead and join us, talk a little MLS.
I want to ask something, Danny. So for those of you that are watching on YouTube and those of you on audio, I'm going to present a shirt and one of the 7 hats that I got here.
Damn, right? 7 hats. You're a scumbag.
And I mean, I had more, but and then and then this scarf. For those of you that subscribe to Battered Herons, Battered MLS podcast, and I don't know if there's something else you want to add to that, Danny. I will send 3 people a care package. I've already sent one to Florida Man, and I sent one to Reiko, and I'm willing to do it again.
Chris is a man of the people.
You guys got to be sub, and you got to be sub to both. And I don't know how we're gonna figure it out, how to do it, like on Twitter or whatever.
Maybe tomorrow in the post game we'll announce it.
Yes.
So we'll see how that goes. All right, Tommy. Now that you know that Messi is finally gonna bless the Mercedes-Benz with his presence, and he's gonna touch his holy feet on that pitch, what is your prediction? Oh, hold on. Before you say that, El Bigote. Shout out to Bigote. I got to hook you up for that. And don't forget, Battered Herons en Español, that channel also. You got to be subscribed to that channel also.
What's Battered Herons in Spanish?
We do that every Monday night, 10 o'clock.
No. Like, how do you say that in Spanish?
Garzas heridas.
That sounds way cooler, yeah.
Garzas heridas. Yeah. Well, we don't call it that. We literally call it Battered Herons en Español.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it just sounds weird. I don't know. All right, Tommy, prediction.
The injury report came out. Chris and I talked about it. Pretty much everyone that we thought maybe was hurt for Atlanta, they're good to go. So you're going to be scared, baby. You are going to be scared. I don't think these guys start.
Tell me Brad Guzman is in the...
It's Guzan. It's Guzan, Dan.
I hate that guy.
Get it right. Get it right.
What do you hate him for?
For being ugly.
Yeah, and he takes his job way too serious. He looks way too in the zone for an awful goalie.
That's a good thing, Chris.
An awful goalie?
I hated him with the U.S. men's national team.
I think a lot of people did.
Yeah,
but I love him as an MLS winning goalkeeper that made a couple of big saves in the playoffs.
Well, I don't like him.
Well, anyways, you're being rude to your guest. I said
For the record, you're no longer a guest. You are an honorary Battered
You're a family. You get the food from the fridge by yourself.
You are literally the only person that we've given the chat authority to 145.
Well, I'm glad I'm family because when I ran down here, I didn't even put pants on. So when you're with family, you don't got to put pants on.
No proof needed.
I won't stand up. I promise.
Okay.
I said 3-1 yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I said 3-1 because I thought you were sending the C+ team, and I thought Atlanta was going to be real pissed off about the way that they played against Nashville, and they were going to come back here. With the change of Messi and Suarez potentially coming in here, not starting, I think Atlanta wins 2-1.
Oh,
now,
just cement yourself.
Now, the last 2 times I've been on this on this show, I've said Atlanta was going to lose. Oh, now you have sound effects. You jerk. Last 2 times that was on here, I said... Can I talk now? Can I talk now?
He stepped away from the computer, Danny.
Can I talk now? Thank you, Chris Jericho. And Mitch, the gummy did hit. I started right when Battered Heron started, and now it's just about there. So I think they're gonna. I still think this is gonna be an Atlanta win here. The last 2 times I've been on, I've said that they are not going to win. Or no, actually, the first time when they went to Mercedes-Benz last year, I said they were going to win because I went back and watched episode 98.
Yeah, I know.
I went back and watched it.
Somebody in our chat, I forgot, in the Discord was talking about it, that they went back and watched it today also.
I know. I was in the chat. I was chatting with them.
Mm-hmm.
I said they were going to win, and you said there was no way. And Danielson, look what happened. They lost.
Domination.
Last game, we both said that Miami was going to kill Atlanta. I was happy to be wrong. But this time, you got no defense. You guys are coming. Messi's bringing the Uno cards. He's bringing the Uno cards. He's bringing Chutes and Ladders, Candyland, Kerplunk, Mousetrap, whatever board game that you have. He's bringing it for the boys. He's bringing some beer. What's his beer commercial he has? I see it all the time. I can't think of what it is.
This Michelob
Ultra or Michelob Light,
Ultra?
like that.
Oh,
yeah, Michelob Ultra.
He even sponsors shitty beer. He's gonna bring his shitty beer to Atlanta, and his mind is just gonna be on going to Magic City after the game, where there's no cameras. And then we're going to get pictures of him, and then we're going to show it to Danny and say,
he's not a
your
bro.
Kids don't want to be a Messi. Don't want to be a Messi.
He's not a bro. He's not.
You want to be a Chris.
Because he would never do such a thing. I had to Photoshop this. I had a question. And for Chris, one of the drops we have here says Solana drop. Do you have any idea what that is? I was going to play it, but I was like, I don't know what that is.
The Solana drop?
I'm going to play it. I don't know what's about
to
happen.
No drop.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. I wasn't sure what that drop was. I'm sorry.
That sounded like him in like the bedroom. What was that?
I think he was like in Uruguay when he did that. And he was talking about how the U.S. men's national team fans should go cry in a room because they were complaining about the way Uruguay beat the United States. Was it Uruguay beat the United States? I think it was. Sorry, we have to update these drops.
You know what happens to weird-looking guys? You just made the list.
I love that one.
Yeah.
I love that one.
All right. So that's enough gas bagging. All right, so Tommy still thinks that Atlanta will win 2-1. I think they're going to win 3-0. Chris thinks 4-1 now. And but we all do think, or at least I think, that he's going to play. Chris thinks he's going to play. You still don't think he's going to play, Tommy?
He just told him he's going to bring all the board games, Danny, like Clue and everything.
No, I think he might make an appearance just depending on what the state of the game here is. And like Travis is putting, like, why would they come off the bench? I mean, we've been talking. Where have you been? We've been talking about that for 48 minutes.
No, I could see them coming off the bench 100%. I could see that as a possibility. Because I've rarely seen them get subbed out unless they're injured. So I could definitely see them being a late sub, second half sub. But we'll see. And then for those of you asking what a drop is, it's just a sound effect. Yeah. So that's what you call a sound effect on radio. You just call it a drop. All right. Tommy,
I asked for the DJ drop yesterday, and he wouldn't do it. Chris didn't have a DJ drop.
No.
Yeah, I didn't.
I like I said, we're going to update these. I have one in mind, actually. I was supposed to talk to Chris about it today. I have one in mind for whenever we get a Super Slam, even though we don't get many of those. But whenever we get a Super Slam. Yeah, I got something in mind. But yeah, we're going to update those drops. I think drops are funny. All right. Any final words, gentlemen? And again, remember, if you aren't doing anything at 10 o'clock, join us for the MLS podcast. I'll put the link in the chat one more time. Tommy, any final words?
Well, I'm not going to thank you, Danny. I'm going to thank everyone that was listening that said to send me an invite because I appreciate it. I ran down. My wife's like, what are you doing with your computer? I'm like, they need me. I'm going on an adventure. And I came down here. I forgot my pants. I came on, turned everything on, and put a shirt on and all that. I was watching NXT, and now I'm here.
Oh, okay. Do you still watch AEW? Because AEW is dead.
On occasion, here and there, if I'm bored.
Okay.
Sometimes the gummy hits too hard. You can't change the channel, you know?
It's just I
appreciate all of you guys. It's been fun. And every time the Miami's on the calendar, I get so excited to come hang out with you guys.
Yeah. Well, you can hang out with us a lot on the MLS show. If you guys love Tommy, you can watch Scarf and Spikes, or he's on with us every other week almost on the MLS battered MLS fans. So make sure that you go ahead and check him out there also. So Chris, any final words?
And I'm in the Discord. Sorry. And I'm in the Discord. Hit me up in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, subscribe for the care package, Battered Herons in Spanish, and the MLS channel. And if you do that, we'll figure out a way to get you guys a care package. At least 3 people will be able to get this hat, this shirt, and I'll find something else like a rag or something.
We're
clean their house. Like a winner you get to go to their house.
I will deliver it
just in your kit, and you're just going to clean the house, just in the kit.
Yeah, I'll do
there's
it.
There's another channel that's out on the ether that hasn't been announced yet or anything. But in case you want to just look for it and sign up for that, go feel free also, because that's somewhere in the near future coming to fruition. Tommy, you did the intro. Could you do the outro?
I don't know the outro.
You had to put him on the spot like that.
The Barons are out.
No, but it is something that I end up doing.
It's
like
a mouthful.
robotic. It's like robotic. I don't even think about it. I just kind of just bleed it. Go ahead. Alejandro wants the hat. All right.
Alejandro.
All right. If you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that other good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends that there's another Inter Miami podcast out there that you got to watch. We're out here 4 or 5 times a week, so make sure that you join us. And as always, everybody in the chat, you guys are the best part of the show. We appreciate you hanging out with us. And although I say that every time, I do mean it every time. It's not just me saying it. Oh, God. It's not me just saying it just to say it. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for the last 50 minutes. And again, Battered MLS Fans podcast starts in about 8 minutes. So make sure that you join us then. So see you guys in about 8 minutes. So until the next one, have a good one. Jesus, that's horrible.